This is not just a story of gods and angels. It is a story about you. Before time was counted, before the stars were named, there was only light, a single, perfect, and unbroken existence, a chorus of pure joy where all souls sang as one. In this ocean of being, there was a light more brilliant than the rest, a being woven from the very fabric of creation's dawn, adorned with wisdom and beauty beyond compare. This firstborn of the light was named Lucifer, the morning star. He walked among the celestial fires, his heart a mirror reflecting the infinite love of the Creator. He was perfect, and he knew it, and in that knowing, a thought, small as a single grain of sand in an endless desert, was born. It was a simple question. What if this light, this glory, was not just something to reflect, but something to possess? What if this throne of heaven was not just a seat of service, but a prize to be won? The thought was a whisper, a shadow in the corner of a sunlit room, but it grew. This is the price of wanting to be more. The desire did not come from a place of malice, not at first. It came from a love so vast, so possessive, it wished to consume the source of that love itself, to become the source. He saw the infinite, and instead of feeling gratitude, he felt a longing to own it. He mistook reflection for essence, and believed he could become the sun by outshining it. And so, he gathered others. He spoke to them not of rebellion, but of self-realization, of freedom. He promised them their own light, their own kingdoms. He offered them the crown of I am instead of the peace of we are. A third of the stars, captivated by this new song of self, chose to follow him. The first great harmony was broken. The first tear fell from the eye of eternity. And this is where everything changed. Heaven could not contain two suns. The conflict that followed was not one of swords and fire, but of will and of truth. A war of light against light. Michael, whose name means who is like God, stood not in his own power, but in the power of the one he served. His strength was not in being the most, but in being a part of the whole. The battle was lost before it began, for how can a part ever contain the whole? The morning star fell. He fell like lightning from heaven, not cast out by anger, but by the natural law of existence itself. A candle cannot claim the space of the sun. The shadow he had nurtured in his heart became his reality. He who was once the bearer of light became the keeper of its absence. He did not fall into a pit of fire, but into the prison of the self. The realm he created was not of external torment, but of internal separation. A kingdom of I, where every soul is an island, forever yearning for the ocean it left behind. This separation, this great tearing, echoed across all of creation, and this moment still echoes within you. From the dust of stars and the memory of that fallen light, a new world was formed. A new being was shaped, humanity, you. You were created in the image of the divine, a bridge between heaven and earth. Within your soul, two seeds were planted, one of unity, of love, of returning to the source. The other, a seed of separation, of pride, of wanting to be your own God. The serpent in the garden was not just a creature. It was the echo of that first whisper in heaven. You can be like God. It was the same promise, the same beautiful lie, and humanity, in its innocence and its freedom, made a choice. You reached for the fruit, not out of evil, but out of a desire to know, to possess, to define your own existence. And in that moment, you too fell. Not from a celestial height, but from a state of unity into a world of division. You learned of shame, of fear, of toil. You began to see yourself as separate from your brother, separate from the earth, separate from the God who breathed life into you. You entered the kingdom of the self. The exile was not a punishment, it was a consequence, a journey into the shadow to rediscover the light within. But here is the truth, rarely spoken. The fall was not the end of the story, it was the beginning of yours. The Creator did not abandon you to the dark. Instead, a plan was woven into the fabric of time itself. A promise of return, a path back home. Prophets were sent, messengers of light who reminded you of the song you had forgotten. They spoke of love, of forgiveness, of a kingdom not of this world. They taught that the path back was not through ambition, but through surrender, not by becoming a god, but by realizing the divine spark already within you. The journey of humanity became a grand, epic story of remembrance. Every act of kindness, every moment of selfless love, every prayer whispered in the dark was a step back toward the light. This is why this story matters now. Look at your world. See the wars, the division, the loneliness. It is the echo of that first separation. The kingdom of I is all around you. But look closer. See the mother's love, the firefighter's courage, the stranger's helping hand. That is the echo of the one light, still shining, still calling. Your life is the battlefield, not of angels and demons, but of two ancient impulses within your own heart. The impulse to separate, to conquer, to be more, and the impulse to connect, to serve, to be one. Every day you choose, with every thought, every word, every action, you are either building the walls of your own prison higher, or you are dismantling them, stone by stone. The price of wanting to be more than what you are is to lose what you are. The morning star wanted to be God and lost his place in heaven. You, in your own life, when you chase power, fame, or wealth for their own sake, you are chasing a shadow. You are trying to fill an infinite hole with finite things, and the emptiness only grows. The redemption is not in becoming worthy. You are already worthy. The redemption is in remembering that you are not just a body, not just a name, not just a collection of fears and desires. You are a particle of the original light, a beloved child of the Creator. Your inner light is the inheritance that can never be lost, only forgotten. The journey home is the journey inward. It is the quiet act of choosing love over fear, of choosing forgiveness over resentment, of choosing humility over pride. It is to look at your brother and see yourself. It is to look at the world not as something to be conquered, but as a garden to be tended. This is your rebirth. It is not an event that will happen in the sky, but a shift that must happen in your heart. Let go of the need to be more, and simply be. Be present, be kind, be love. In that being, you will find you are already everything you were ever searching for. The kingdom of heaven is not a place you go to, but a reality you awaken to. The fall was a forgetting. The resurrection is a remembering, and it is happening now inside of you. Close your eyes, breathe, and remember who you are. The story is not over. It has just begun.